Hello and welcome everybody to the Skill Bharat Samman podcast. Today we have with us a very special guest. Ma'am, if you could please tell a bit about yourself and your school to the audience, it would be great.
Thank you. I'm Alka Singh, principal Blue Wells Model School. It's in Gurugram. It's like a 43-year-old school with a very rich legacy and producing city toppers and the recent UPSC rank one from our school. And apart from that, since you're in Mumbai, Rajkumar Rao from our school. So it's a complete blend of academic as well as I would say co-curricular, what we
Wow,
provide to the students. And I
absolutely.
have 32 years of experience in this field of education, and for 15 years, I'm a principal of the school.
Wow. Miss, for the years of experience you have, I'm half of that is my age. I'm Shreyaan, the co-founder of OLL, and
Ah,
your co-host today for the podcast. So,
okay.
a question from me and any other school who looks up to you as an example is that
Mhm.
what are the skills that you implement in your schools and how do you imbibe it in your students? So, you're an example for all the others in your area and also nationwide. So, if you could please just guide us a bit on that, it would be great.
Okay. So before CBSE introduced formally, talking about the skills, before that also, our school, when we are talking about Bluebell's Model School, we had fashion studies in our school. Like we were one of the first schools who had fashion studies when we started off. Then is the textile, before it was introduced, we had textile designing in our school. Apart from that, I'm just talking about when we are talking about just the skills, like fine arts has been one of the skills what we have been providing, and our students have been getting into NID constantly. And apart from that, like we have sculpture, we have carpentry, which are already there, right? After that, like when we thought of saying that, the moment we start talking about industrial revolution 5.0, so what are the skills required? So that's where we thought that we had an internal brainstorming. We said, let's move ahead. What next? So we started off, we were the first ones to start off with design thinking. We said, because that's what is important rather than saying, okay, this subject, that subject. So, how innovative you are, how you can take it up. So that is where we started. Then we introduced data science. Then formally, since AI was already there, computer science was already there. So formally, when CBSE introduced, we were already in it. So right now, financial literacy from grade 3 onwards. We have data science from grade 6 onwards. Uh, we have legal studies in our school. We have data science in grade 11 and 12 also. And you are the new generation and a co-founder also. So obviously, the most important skills which are required are the communication skills, which we hone in our schools a lot. Our school also has a e-cell, entrepreneurship cell, and students from grade 11, last year 11, sorry, no, yeah, last year, now in 12, and two students from grade 9, they have their own startups. So if they've started off from our school only. We have mentors like you. We have 5 mentors who are successful entrepreneurs, like they have their own successful startups. So they are the ones who mentor them. And apart from this, I would say like our complete team are in, there is a initiative by CBSE, Innovation Ambassadors. So all our teachers are innovation ambassadors. And what I try doing is, let's say, for example, we had Dhruv last year. This child was brilliant with singing. So that's also another skill. So I try to hone whatever skill the child has, whatever the child wants to do. So, do what you want to do, and we are there to support you. So that's technically how we take it up.
Wow, amazing. I would love to come and learn in your school as a student also. And I can really make a list now, but the paper would get over. इतने सारे चीजें you all are providing, which is really good. Honestly, a very great example for all the other schools across India. Uh, my second question to you is, Miss, as you said, there's Industry 5.0 and AI revolution coming up. So,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on teaching kids about AI? How are you doing it? And as a new school who maybe wants to implement something like this, how should we take our steps toward it? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. So when we're talking about artificial intelligence as a subject, as a subject, there's a curriculum which is provided, but then you are constrained with that. So technically, what we do is we ask them to come up with projects, AI-based projects. And whenever they're doing it, so every, like, let's say quarterly, we ask them to showcase it to all the parents. So we give them that platform of showcasing, and trial, like a prototype trial also can be done over there. Not only this, generally, there is one thing which is started, I'm sure you all are aware about it, that AI in education, how AI is going to help us teach a particular subject. For example, a very, very simple example I'm talking about. Let's say you're talking about geography and you say Google Maps, the atlas, what we would carry. So we make sure like the teachers keep providing, so that these kind of opportunities to the students, and they also take it up, saying that how am I going to teach my subject with the help of AI? So that's how we generally take that up. So that's how we are taking it up as of now.
Absolutely, absolutely, miss. And as you already said that the kids in your school are becoming entrepreneurs, how did you do that? We would all like to know, how did you
Oh,
do that?
okay. Actually, it all started from home, I would say. My son, he's an engineer. He's from Delhi College of Engineering. And after his first, recruitment, so this guy, he walks up and he tells me after, I think, 8 months of his job, he says that I want to have my own startup. So for me, obviously, I'm an economics PGT also. I was aware, but I didn't know how is he going to. So I said, okay, but zero finance from my end. He said, yeah, don't worry. I'll take it up. I said, okay, wonderful. So he started off, one of his friends from Bits Pilani, and both of them, they started off. And that was again an AI based platform only, where
Oh,
they were uh, yeah, collating news and getting views from people. So that was the first one. And evolve dot AI is, which is there technically in all the news nowadays. So that was the first startup. So when he did that, I got a hang of it, saying that it's not that difficult. It's
mm,
just that they should start early. So that is the conversation I had in our school also. So we had this one child who said that, ma'am, I'm already working on a a project where basically all the leftover food which is there, and it, I said, that's already there, these projects are already there, something more, something more. So that kind of deliberation went on. And this was one where this child had to basically present this proposal in IIT Mumbai. There was their e-cell initiative. So
correct.
from there, we thought that we are training, and how we saw, this girl was Prasidhi Sasdeva from our school only. So I saw how they were training this child, step after how to, first initially, how to create a project, then how to pitch it. So then I would ask my son. He said, yes, that's exactly how we pitch. I made my son even mentor this child. So her project was approved. She got the award, cash awards. And from there, I thought, okay, let's do it. And he
Wow.
would always say that, I feel, why did I not do it previously? Because it did not require engineering. I did 4 years engineering. I prepared for engineering, but they can start early. So that was the thought from where we started. But then, as when you start as a school, it's tough. E-cells are
Absolutely.
technically professional colleges and all, they have these e-cells. We said, how do we go about it? So from there, the first project for the child came up. That was technically because we have commerce in our school. So he started off with the project saying that how should people invest? So we said, okay, great. So we started working on that. The moment we started working on that, there were so many more who started coming up, saying that, okay, can we do this? So
Wow.
there, because my nephew, this is his third startup, like two successful startups. So Vivek, he was even the ESL IIT Mumbai. So I
Um,
requested Vivek, then my son's classmate Parth Bhalotia. So I requested him because he's also an entrepreneur. So that is how I got this easy schooling child, Mayank, from again DC. So got a cohort of these kids and said that, okay, can you guide us? So they are the ones who created the complete document of ESL in our school.
Wow.
And from there, if I say, beta, this year we had 302. We have a design challenge. These are the projects what we pick up, and then we say, okay, let's see in case it can be turned into a successful model of a startup. So we had 302 projects across the school, and we tell them they have to be innovative. You
Wow.
can address any of the problem which helps the society, and from there, and the complete cycle, from empathy and problem, like the whole cycle of design thinking is taken up,
Amazing.
and we give mentors to the students also. After that, this year we had a proper investor, the person who was investing, Rohit, who invested in my son's startup also. So we got Rohit to see the projects. He kept saying that I can't believe it. I would love to fund it. We had students, parents, because that's a project. Sorry, that's a challenge where the parents are also there. The neighboring schools are also there, because it's not something I want to hide or anything. I want everyone to know it's possible. Even a grade 9 student could create something where when we are talking about Bits Pilani, when they were the ones who said, we don't mind funding it, when he went there with the same project which he showed over here. So these
Wow.
are few things how we are trying to help out our students and start a bit early.
The amount of times I've said wow in my brain and it was so many times that it's really very awe-striking to hear such amazing mindset that you have built. Not only in you, reflects your entire team, your entire culture of your school, something that everyone should learn from. Uh, let's dive into the rapid fire round. It's only a few questions where I'll ask the question, you can answer only in one word. Okay.
Okay, one
Yeah.
word.
Only one word.
Done.
So the first question is, if your student has a board exam and an international level competition on the same day, which one will you allow them to go for?
Board exam.
Okay. My second question is, if you could go back to school and learn something new, what would you learn?
AI.
You would learn it.
Artificial
Oh,
intelligence.
wow. Amazing. Uh, my third question is, if you had all the resources in the world, all the money, all the teachers, what would you introduce for your students?
If I had all the resources, okay, I think if I had all the money, all the resources, I would start off with brain training in my school.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Brain training. A really, really good thought. Uh, and lastly, to end it, I would just like to ask you a short, like some story that you have personally faced up front, that learning a skill is important, something that you have faced in your personal life.
Okay. Uh, it generally comes back to the kids, I think, your age. So my son was in Germany, and the pandemic had struck there. And generally, we would have a conversation. So he said, can you come on a Zoom call? I said, what is a Zoom call? Right. So he says, I want to see you like that way. So he introduced me to Zoom. And I don't know why, although at the time India didn't have anything like that. So that struggle of getting into Zoom call, and he would say, now you are going to schedule a Zoom call. Then he would say, nahi ho raha hai, main kaise karu, and all that. But slowly I learned it. Right. It was not nothing too technical because we have to work it. But then is when I got it, the advantage, to be very frank, was I was so excited. Whatever I learned, because I love learning. Like even at my age, I keep doing courses, and because I think
Mhm.
learning should never stop.
Correct.
So whatever I learn, I'm like a kid excited, and I tell my staff, okay, let's do this. So immediately I said, okay, let's all come on a Zoom call. They said, ma'am, what's that? And there, I could train, and I said, okay, this is what is the Zoom call. The best part was the day the country closed, the next day our school was operating. We didn't
Amazing.
even have to travel even for a day. We said, okay, Zoom, as that's where we are.
Wow. That's a really, really great skill. I actually have goosebumps on my hand right now, because it is so such a simple story, but it's so it relates a lot of why learning something
You know
can.
why? I'll tell you one thing is, I think we learn whatever I've learned. I've always learned from kids, or mostly for me, my mentor is my son. He would always say, like from day one, the smartphone. I said, no, I don't want one. He would always say, no, no, okay, let's go ahead with that. That was ages back, and he was a little child. From there, and you say, okay, we should know. Till date, he will get me the some gadget, and he would say, okay, that's yours. Like even the Mac. Like first time when he got it, I said, no, 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 I'm good with my Dell. I'm very comfortable. He said, no, comfort doesn't work. Okay, need to learn. So I think you all make us learn. That's the
Thank,
best part.
thank you, and thanks a lot to your son for really introducing new
Having
technology.
all these sons like you.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
thank you so much, Miss, for giving time on a Sunday. Your precious time is very valuable, and really enjoy taking this podcast.
same here. And it was an honor and felt so good. All the best for your startup, and God bless you. It should become
Absolutely.
an unicorn in a very, very short time, right?
Really soon. Yeah. Very excited to see you on 26th as well.
Same here. God bless you, Vidar.
Okay, bye,
Take care.
Miss.